Welcome. Today in this topic we will know how will your husband or wife according to the planets in the 7th house. According to astrology, broad information about the life partner of any person can be found. It is not that only by looking at the horoscope of the male person can be told everything about his wife or about her husband by seeing the horoscope of the female, but a rough estimate can be made. It is at least so clear that the person will be satisfied with his spouse. In astrology, the best sentiment is seen for this. Only the 7th house tells what will be the nature of the wife, what will be the nature of the native with the wife. Some shallow information about physical characteristics and characteristics can also be found. Although for marriage, virtue matching and mangal dosa are predominantly seen on the basis of constellation, that is nakshatra, the best choice can be made if the 7th house is taken into consideration. In this article, we will know that according to traditional Indian astrology, if there is a planet in the 7th house, what effect will it have on the married life of the native? Sun. If the sun is situated in the 7th house from the ascendant, then the man receives the scorn of women. Though according to the sutra, it has been said only for the male native, it is seen that if the horoscope of the female person also has the sun of the best, then the woman has to bear the reproach of her husband. Spouses of such natives often humiliate the natives in a crowded meeting or even in the market. It is not that they are intended to be insulted, but most of the time, situations are created that are insulted. Moon. If there is a moon in the 7th house, then a person who is submissive to humble is happy, beautiful, and sensual. If this moon is powerless, then man is humble and sick. Mars. The position of 7th Mars is often told to be troublesome. Unmarried life in the 7th house is painful. The person is physically weak, sick, beset by enemies, and engages in worries. Mercury. A man whose Mercury is in the 7th house at the time of birth is the owner of a very beautiful woman. If Mercury is alone, it has a resplendent ear like gold which fascinates the mind. He must be relaxed in sex. His semen is weak. Jupiter. When Jupiter is situated in the 7th house at the time of birth is humbled by nature. A person is the owner of a very popular and magnetized person. In his true sense, it gets the pleasure of women and money. It is a good advisor and poetry writer. Venus. The person who has Venus 7th house at the time of birth, his woman is superior to white color. The native gets female happiness, is proficient in singing, is sensual in vehicles, and is obsessed with strangers. The planet of marriage is Venus. Under the theory, if the planetary planet is under the causative house, then the situation does not allow normalcy, so Venus in the 7th house causes some irregularities in married life. Such a marriage of such a person often becomes a matter of discussion. Saturn. Saturn's abode in the 7th house cannot be said to be auspicious or pleasant in any way. By having Saturn in the 7th house, the body of the person remains defective. Dosa refers to disease, his wife is crease. If Saturn is highly aspected or self-accustomed, then the native consumes many women. If Saturn is with Mars, the woman is very sensual, she is married to an older woman. Rahu. The person who has Rahu in the 7th house at the time of birth then has 2 marriages. The first woman dies, the second woman has gum disease, leprosy, etc., and the person is angry. One who does harm to others is proud and unsympathetic to the adulteress. Ketu. If Ketu is in the 7th house, then the native is insulted. There is no affliction of a woman, son, etc. Expenses increase and water fears remain. That person is engaged in adulterous women. The exact position can be analyzed only after reading a native's horoscope. Thank you for watching.